Welcome to another diagnosis series, and today we are going to be talking about autism and everything that follows it. Autism is a very serious developmental disorder which impairs the ability to communicate and to interact. There is a very large spectrum in autism, and I am high on that spectrum. People call us high functioning, yet high functioning isn't an actual condition or a diagnosis. Autism is, or aka Asperger's. Being on the spectrum, speech, intelligence, sensory overload, special skills, social skills, all those come into play. There are 3 levels of functional autism. Those are ASD level 1, level 2, and level 3. ASD stands for Autism Spectrum Disorder. Level 1. Difficulty with social interaction is a huge level 1 issue. Organization can also hurt independence. With level 2, social interaction is very limited and many repetitive behaviors similar to Obsessive-Compulsive-Disorder. There's level 3. Level 3 is a severe verbal and non-verbal communication problem. So some people with actually all people with level 3 typically do not speak. I was personally diagnosed in my mid-30s when many are diagnosed as a child. I was diagnosed with level 1, aka high functioning. These are going to be my personal symptoms. I first have a learning disability. The doctors believe I have several different forms of disability in the learning aspect. Right now they are unknown as I have not been tested. They do believe that I have dyslexia, and of course I have some other verbal and communication issues, and currently I am in the process of getting tested for anything dealing with my learning disabilities. I have a very hard time looking into people's eyes. I do not like to be touched. I do not like to be hugged or to give hugs. I do not like change. I don't deal with change very well. It's kind of a huge issue for me. I throw tantrums some of the time. I am very brutally honest. I've been like that since I was a child, but the older I got, the more it arised, and the older I get, the more I'm able to control it to help with someone's feelings. But then that's another issue. I'm not good with feelings. I have lack of empathy. I know when someone is sad or when someone is angry. I do understand the differences, and I do know when one person is angry and when one person is sad. I just don't know how to handle in a situation such as that. If a friend calls, they are able to vent to me, and I think they do that because they know I don't have much to say, and that is part of the autism. I don't know how to react at all. If a friend calls me and is crying about a breakup of 10 years, it's hard for me to even just say I'm sorry. And sometimes I don't even really feel for them, but deep down in my brain, I know that I'm supposed to feel something, but I don't. Now, this is not always, but this is quite often in my life. I also have OCD, Obsessive-Compulsive-Disorder, and that also does play a role in autism. And you can also get all the information you need for that up here in the queue. I will link that up here so that you guys can get all the information that you desire about OCD and how I deal with my OCD, including all my symptoms and my treatments, etc. During my psychological autism testing, it showed so much, a wide range of different kinds of symptoms, things that I didn't no, okay, as well as things that I expected, I just didn't know how to put into words, which makes sense because one of these symptoms basically means I do not know how to verbally communicate very well, actually extremely low. So I wanted to share with you guys my results. So I struggle with verbal expression, verbal communication. I ranked in the, I believe it was the 5th percentile with verbal communication, the 3rd percentile in working memory, which makes sense because my memory has been one of the concerning things, and doctors always say that I have chemo brain without being on chemo, as an example, because people who are on chemo lose a lot of their memory. Ranked in the 14th percentile in like a general aspect, and in the 18th percentile in IQ, which is low average. I actually scored low average in intelligence and comprehension. I have an age equivalent of age 21, but in certain categories I actually scored with the age equivalent of what I am now, which is my mid-30s. But it hurts to know that I actually have an age equivalent of 21 for many categories. In those categories I wouldn't want. Now the doctors did say, you know, everyone is immature in their own way. I'm just a little bit more so, but you won't notice it unless we are in that particular category and talking about something or doing something that makes me, I guess, act a certain way. I also showed general anxiety disorder, panic disorder, which I'm actually in shock for both of those. Still don't believe I do, but at least showed that I have an issue with those two. I also have schizotypical personality features. My grandmother was a schizophrenic, so I've always been weary that, you know, it is in the bloodline and that I would get it, and out of the whole family I would be the one because of all my other medical and mental issues when I was a child. And it's just features. There is a difference from schizo personality disorder and schizophrenics. Those two are completely different to begin with. People hear schizo and think schizophrenic, but schizo personality disorder and schizophrenic are two different things. And I guess I have features of schizo disorder and not schizophrenia. I don't really know exactly what that means, but when I start going to psychiatry, which will be in about a couple months, they will discuss more in detail about that. So the next step is to start with psychiatry for me. I haven't done that as of today, to discuss my results in detail so I can give you guys more information and I get more knowledge about it. I also want to figure out the details about my learning disabilities and kind of go from there. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching another diagnosis series, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.